Before we begin, as always, man, shout out to the IPA, the International Passport Association, official member, certified member, merch available in the merch store, link below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in my live stream the other day, I talked about something that has always been profound to me as a passport brother, okay? Now, again, I may be in the minority when I say the things that I say, but I always want to call a spade, and I always want to make sure that I call it down the middle, right? And what I referred to in my video was something referred to as the Lebron James effect, right? You guys remember a long time ago when LeBron James came up in Cleveland and decided to go to Miami, right? Remember what he said? I'm going to take my talents down south, or I'm going to take my talents down to Miami. Right? And then after he did, 6 years in Miami, I believe it was about 6 years, he ended up going back to Cleveland. And to an extent, with my passport brethren, I kind of look at it like this, right? Let's say, for example, Cleveland is representative of the United States, right? Dealing with Western women, right? Got to the point where you're fed up, just ain't for you. You're looking for something new, looking for a new opportunity, so you choose to date abroad, right? That's you taking your talents to other foreign countries, right? In this particular situation where LeBron took his talents to Miami, you take your talents to Brazil, the DR, South America, Southeast Asia, wherever it is that you find your comfort and solace, right? But let's say, for example, it just didn't work out for you, right? Let's say, for example, for some reason, and I pray it doesn't happen, a lot of my passport brothers can co-sign that it's very rare that, you find yourself reneging, for lack of a better term. But let's say, for example, you have a horrible experience abroad. Maybe you didn't come through following the rules accordingly. You probably did something to fuck yourself in the ass. You probably dealt with, a situation that you found yourself in. You didn't find yourself out of it until it was too late. So you ended up getting scammed or robbed or taken advantage of in some capacity. So you say, fuck it, man. I'm done with foreign women. I want to go back to dealing with women in the West. How often does that happen? Slim to none, right? It's very rare. You'll hear anybody say that, but it could happen, right? So when I talk to my passport brethren, the beauty of the passport is the opportunity for you to seek new experiences. But just in case it doesn't work out, you can always go back, right? I would not be mad at you for going back. Because again, I'm not going to sit there and say that everything's going to go 100% right unless you follow the rules, unless you know how it works abroad. You have to listen to the right people who could give you the best information. Again, you didn't just jump into shit without knowing how it was supposed to work here in the West. You know what I'm saying? I would hope you would have had conversations with your OGs or talk to certain guys, got a little game or something like that so that you were able to, figure out, maneuver, and manipulate the situation over here prior to getting into relationships with women in the West. So I would hope that you would do the same. Talk to guys who have dated abroad, dealt with women abroad, figure out the do's and don'ts, and follow the rules accordingly. But just in case you did all that and it just wasn't something you were feeling, and you decided to go back like LeBron did for Cleveland, I'm not going to hold it against you, right? Because being a passport brother, being on the other side of the world in general, not so much just the dating aspect of it all, but there's a lot that goes into it. Living in foreign countries, that's not for everybody, bruh. Like, I do believe that the U.S., to an extent, depending on how you look at it, it could spoil you. Right? And you could get spoiled. And when you go to foreign countries abroad, Brazil, Colombia, DR, Philippines, Thailand, wherever it may be, the things that you may have access to in the United States, you may not have access to it in these foreign countries, and that could definitely turn you off. So for me, it's not so much the dating aspect of it that really plays the major part. It's just going and living in a foreign country. Maybe you're just not cut out for it. Maybe you're just not ready for it. But the same rules apply, like I say, man. You can always go back at any given time. The United States is not going anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States will always be there. As long as the world is in existence and as long as you exist in it, the United States is not going anywhere. So I say you have nothing to lose in exploring your options. That's all I got to say. You have nothing to lose in the exploration of your options, right? Now, you know what I'm saying? Most guys that have gone abroad have found comfort and solace, and they know that, you know, dealing with women in these countries have been working out for them, or has worked out probably a whole lot better than, you know, dealing with, you know, the group of women that they previously left. But in reality, you have some guys that just can't get with the program. It happens. It's unfortunate, and I hate to see them brothers falter, but at the end of the day, at least you tried. You feel me? That's how I live by. That's what I live by. At least you fucking tried. If you didn't try, it's hard for me to sit there and accept your statement or shitting on guys who actually travel if you've never tried it yourself. You see, you got a couple people out there in the world that'll sit there and talk a gang of shit on brothers who choose to travel and utilize their passport and utilize their options, right? But they ain't never did it before. So, because they never done it before, they're shitting on them without ever sharing any experience themselves. It would be different if you came with a logical argument that said, yo, I did go abroad. I saw the women over there, and for me, they just couldn't compete with women in the West. But any man who's ever been abroad, I can't come across any of them who have ever said that. Tell me one person that said they've been abroad, dated abroad, gave it a fair shot, and it didn't work out. Or gave it a fair assessment, and they have the audacity to say that the women abroad can't compete with women in the West. You just don't hear that. You'll never hear that. And if you do, I would love to talk to that brother on a live show so we can figure out where that came from, all right? If it was just one and done and he only dated with one young lady and it just faltered, again, your survey of sorts or your data or where you're extracting your data from is tainted at best because you're only talking about one situation. You feel me? So that's the LeBron James effect, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you were able to understand exactly the philosophy behind it. Although you started out in the United States, if you want to take your talents to other foreign countries, there's nothing wrong with that. I am one of the very many at this moment that encourage brothers to do so. If it doesn't work out for you, the United States ain't going anywhere, right? But at least you tried, right? At least you gave it a valiant effort, an honest effort, right? I don't want you to try it if you ain't ready for it. Right? If you just trying it because you hear everybody else doing it and you just doing it because you just want to be a part of the crowd, we appreciate it, but you got to have your heart into it as well. You have to come to a conclusion in your life that where you started out and who you've been dealing with in the current state just ain't working out for you. You have to come to that conclusion on your own. And once you do, you have to make a conscientious effort to say, you know what? I want to see what's out there in other countries. I mean, even Europe has places that you guys can check out as well. Right? So you're not just confined to where other brothers are saying DR or South America and Southeast Asia. Right? You're not confined to just those places. You go where you feel like you want to go. Go back to the motherland, man. Go back to the continent, man. I heard Ghana and popping. Right? You got in all them places got it right. But again, all I'm saying is don't knock it till you try. Because once you tried, it'll be hard to knock. That's all I'm saying. Hey, man, if you enjoyed this video, man, please feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. This has been a good doc. You already know what time it is. Time for me to go and get to getting. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed. Shout out to the IPA. Good doc is officially out. Take care. Peace.